You're good. You're on.
Okay, welcome. I'd like to call to order the September 30th, 2025 joint meeting of the Town Council and the Planning and Historic Preservation Commission. Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, would the clerk please call the roll for the Town Council?
Jeff Smotherman.
Here.
Laura Arnberg.
Here.
Rod Clark.
Here.
Connie Weinzapple.
Here.
Tom Williams.
Here. And will the Planning Commission President please call the roll for the Planning Commission, Historic Preservation Commission?
Yes. Steve Hawk.
Here.
Jonathan Weber.
Here.
Angie Westfall.
Here.
Tony Treadway.
Here.
Tom Armstrong. Connie Weinzapple. Here.
So,
Armstrong. Oh, Rod Clark. Sorry.
Here. Twice.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you everyone for being here in attendance. This is a special meeting called for the purpose of hearing development plans for what we refer to as the former New Harmony School project. This is a public meeting, however, it is not a public forum. Tonight is for a presentation by the owners of what we here refer to as the former New Harmony School property. Also an opportunity for the council and the commission to ask questions or have comments with the owners of the proposed New Harmony Village. In the future, there will be opportunities for the public to ask questions and have comments prior to any decisions by the town regarding this proposed project. I just want to hit on a few highlights in a letter from Mr. Nick George and his group sent to the council. I'm going to just, it's specifically there here for the town to consider ownership and maintenance of streets, acceptance of the development streets in the town system, and ongoing municipal maintenance. Infrastructure, support, extension of existing sewer, gas, and water services to serve the development in line with town standards. Cost collaboration, assistance in addressing the unusually high upfront infrastructure costs so that the project can move forward sustainably. Interlocal agreement, establishment of a formal interlocal agreement between Harmony Village and the town of New Harmony to clearly define responsibilities, ensure transparency, and create a framework for cooperation on infrastructure and long-term maintenance. We also propose a cooperative marketing partnership with the town of New Harmony to highlight the development's benefits and opportunities. Under this agreement, our team will provide funding and professional materials to promote the lots and the townhomes, while the town may assist by featuring the project in its communications, economic development, outreach, and community events. This joint effort will ensure that the development is presented as both a residential opportunity and a community investment that supports New Harmony's long-term vision. In recognition of the town's support, we are also willing to donate a portion of the property for arts, cultural, or other community uses that would strengthen New Harmony's long-standing traditions and enhance quality of life for residents. We believe this development will bring new housing opportunities, quality of life improvements, expand tax base, economic growth, while also creating opportunities for cultural enrichment. We welcome the opportunity to meet with the council and town and appropriate representatives to review the project and draft terms of an interlocal agreement. Thank you for your consideration. Sincerely, Nick George. At this moment, I would like to introduce Nick George, and we'll ask Nick if you want to introduce your group. Yes, we're going to give you this too, okay? Just get it off of me.
Thank you. You guys hear me okay? All right, so I'm Nick George. We're 4 members of Harmony Village. Zach George, member.
Nathan Etchie. Jonah Becker, member.
All right, so Jeff had touched base basically on, that's in a nutshell, that's exactly what we're looking to do. I think I'll just open it up to you guys for questions, and and hopefully I can steer you guys in the right direction.
And I'll ask you, Nick, I believe you have a drawing with you for the public to look at, or us
We have a
to,
site plan over here on the
to
table.
consider after the meeting, if you all would like to look at it, as well as our group here, for sure, too. So with that, we'll open up to the commission or the council, or Connie, the president of the planning commission, if you have.
Well, Nick, I'd like for you or one of your partners to kind of give the broad brushstroke of what you're trying to do down there, the types of housing, how many houses, what your timeline is. Give us the basics.
Okay, so timeline of actually, hopefully by end of next year, we're actually under construction of homes. A lot depends on funding at the moment, but we have a line of condos, so there's 26 condos in the back of this development. There's 4 two-story townhomes. We've got cottage lots, so smaller homes, more standardized lots, and then we also have roughly 15 customized size home lots. We would demise the school. Obviously, that would have to go first. And this is conceptual as well. We'll have to have engineers shoot grade and make sure everything will work, but this is the gist of what we'd like to do.
And how many homes did you say?
Oh, I'm sorry, there's 76 lots total and then 30 townhome lots.
Gotcha.
So there's 76 single-family homes, and then there's a condo, like a duplex type condo scenario, would be 30 in total.
What's your lot size? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. that
Yeah,
was
no,
you.
yeah, I didn't know.
So
It's
lot size ranges from, it looks like .14 would be the smallest, up to about a half an acre.
And these to the back, I assume, are the ones you're talking about being custom homes?
Yeah, the larger lots, I guess.
When you, just so the public knows, when you refer to the back of the project, is that along the bean field or whatever, or
The
south
hillside.
side? Okay, gotcha. Anybody else with questions?
From the town perspective, I think I'm most curious about phasing. So would you start, I would assume, towards the Murphy Park, or where?
So, being that it's kind of like 4 different developments in one, we've talked about phasing. We don't have a great plan right now. I think as far as phasing goes, we might do the entire project. And it'd be one phase, obviously, if someone wanted a custom home and a condo, we have to have the streets put in for that, so
Yeah.
I think, it would be all in one. And then also, on your copy, there should be a blue outlier on that side plan. So those are some of the spots, some of that's that center point easement, but some of those outlots are some of the possible lots to donate. And I think in total it's like 8.46 acres
In the blue?
in the blue.
Gotcha.
So as far as the town, from a financial point of view, partnering on this and looking for other sources, which I know you're doing too, we'd be looking to do the whole project upfront, finance the whole thing. As far as infrastructure commitment and that sort of thing, you want to do the whole
I
thing.
think the way that this is developed,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
And if I'm looking at this correctly, so there's 2 means of egress here? I mean, two entrances?
Yes.
So the Park Avenue right now, the one that goes down along in front of the park, would not be a direct entrance into the development.
That runs by Murphy Park.
Yeah, the one that runs parallel to Murphy.
So we have one entrance located there, and then one on, I'm not sure which street this is here. So we've got one here, this is Murphy Park. Oh, sorry.
No, this is Parkview.
This is Park, yeah. So we'll have one entrance here.
So on mine, this is
I know.
So, This is Park Street.
Yeah, it's a little confusing with the trees.
Yeah, this is Park Street right here.
Yeah.
And so the other one would be down off of Park View.
Somebody, Clint Lamb was trying to stream it and he said it's not streaming.
Don't know what to do about it now.
Okay, anybody else have any other questions as far as the commission and the council?
Tony,
You have a question?
you guys have questions?
Well,
How far to the east do these lots of 43 and all, how far do they go?
Okay,
The
repeat the
water main
question.
runs right through
I don't
there.
have the mic.
So,
Yeah, so
hard to
that-
get that.
Hey,
Water
Jonathan,
main is in that east.
can you stand up and repeat that? Hold on, the
Yeah.
public
Yeah,
can't
get
hear.
it on.
So the water main runs right behind 43 and 42, all those right there, straight through up to the tower. I don't know how close it is to the lot.
This lot, this outlaw, the water is in-
That's okay.
That's the blue part?
Yes.
It's hard to tell.
So you recognize there's a water main, sure, okay.
Yeah.
Who's the other entrance on this? Is down at South Street?
I think right now it's just these two
Is
and
the
then
park,
that one,
is
yeah.
that South Street?
Yeah, because
So
this one just
Nick-
goes into subdivision.
You said that you're going to develop the entire project at once.
I believe so, yes.
And then what would be your idea of how you would approach building the houses? I mean, you do the infrastructure and do some of the houses or?
Yeah, so ideally, we would do some pre-sold lots. Again, if we haven't sold a cottage, et cetera, we've talked about putting a spec on that to at least show,
What it is?
what it is. I know for sure that we haven't sold any condos, so we definitely put some condos in right away. But it would be phases, yeah, I mean, custom lots, obviously, we want to pre-sell and then build to your spec. So, and we'll do that on the rest of those as well. The smaller, it would be a smaller custom home, so,
Can you, off the top of your head, can you talk about like, what kind of square footage on condos? What kind of square footage on the
so
cottage?
that's still to be determined. I mean, I think we're thinking 2-bedroom, 2-bath on the condos, and then maybe the townhomes at the end, they would be maybe 3 or 4-bedroom, 3-bath. They would be 2 stories, so. And then the other, the cottages, we were thinking 1,000, 1,500, somewhere in that ballpark. The rest of the homes would just be built to suit, so.
Mhm, mhm.
Nick, is it your guys' intent to build all the homes yourselves within
Yes.
this project?
Absolutely.
Nick, this is a lot denser than I anticipated, honestly. Have you done a project like this before?
Not an actual development from the start, but as far as the infrastructure side, home building, yes, we've been involved in all those projects.
Have you? Is there something in the vicinity to View that you've done?
As far as the development,
Yeah.
this is the first development we've done.
Homes, they built some homes and stuff is what you're
Yeah.
saying. You built homes and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so about us, we joined a couple of years ago, Nathan and Jonah, they had their individual businesses, so January of '23, we partnered up and created GBE, which Nathan was a framer, he's built hundreds of homes, Jonah was a custom home builder, and I did more of the building, commercial side stuff, so we kind of covered that in our company, so as far as the actual development, this would be our first residential development, but we're around that, constantly.
If you were going to build all these homes, let's say it's sold out, how long would it take? How long do you anticipate you would be involved in this project?
To sell it out, I think we talked
Well-
around,
Let's say that they all sold, how long would it take to build this many homes for your company?
Yeah, probably a year, to be honest.
The whole thing?
The whole thing, yeah.
Oh, every home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I 20 years probably.
Well, so,
You would be on the,
Yeah.
Huh?
you could do 20 years.
Yeah, 20 a year probably.
20 a year, okay,
What's that, 5 years?
of the different sizes and,
Sure. And, I mean, we would just move in there if that happened, obviously, if we wouldn't do another job.
you build your own house there first, maybe?
Right?
Yeah, well, Zach and I's parents.
Okay.
I noticed you, in your letter, of course, you said some property towards the town, having some parks or whatever,
Sure.
public open spaces and stuff. Can you elaborate on which kind of spots you're talking about?
It's on the map. It's everything highlighted in blue.
It's just hard to see. Yeah, it's hard to see, I see it. And that's basically where the power lines are somewhat too, it looks like.
There's 2 easements and then there's several outlots.
Yeah,
I believe,
yeah.
on there. And I think it totals 8.5 acres.
8.5 acres.
Jeff,
Yes.
I have a question. How is your company organized?
I'm sorry?
How is your company organized? Are you an LLC, a partnership?
We're incorporated S Corp.
An S corp? And
Yeah.
what's the corporate name?
There's 2 companies.
Okay, so are we talking construction or the village? The village is an LLC. Harmony Village is an LLC.
Okay. And you guys are members of the
Correct.
LLC, right? And the LLC is owned by,
The 4 members.
and you said there's a corporation?
Yeah, that's our construction company is.
So will the corporation work for the LLC, or the LLC work for the corporation?
The corporation will work for the LLC. Technically, you don't get anything from that.
Can I assume that your schematics have filled in all of our requirements on the road widths and all of that kind of stuff?
We haven't spoken about that with Connie, yes.
Are they kind of factored into what you got here?
Sure. With these
So
utilities.
like the space for the roads and the easement?
Yeah, so there's a line outside of the main roads here. It kind of almost looks like a sidewalk, but that's actually a utility easement on both sides of it. So it's
Okay.
yeah, and Cash Wagner has done the design and will continue to do it.
That's their engineering firm.
Are there sidewalks?
That's what I was gonna ask. Is
What-
it
Are there sidewalks?
No, they're not.
not in this drawing?
No sidewalks in this plan.
And you're considering a storm sewer system?
I'm sorry?
Are you considering a storm sewer system?
Yes, yes. That'd be
But
included.
not ditches, but.
Right,
storm
an
sewer.
actual storm
Yeah, okay.
sewer, yes.
Is there still opportunity to put sidewalks, curbs and gutters in there? Or,
I think the subdivision ordinance right now requires sidewalks, something like that.
We'll have to talk.
So,
I mean, obviously, so this meeting was super important for us, obviously, with the funding. If we can't gather the funding that we need, we can't make the project work. Sidewalks will obviously add another large expense. And, yeah, I think on your budget overview.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Sure. So the total does not actually shake out if you add those up. There's annual fees and interest expenses that has been included in the 5.5. So we can start with the infrastructure. So obviously we'll have to get pricing from you guys on the gas, sewer, water. I've got Center Point, we know the land acquisition cost, the demolition expense. Now the demolition's a little higher to get rid of all the parking area, the tennis courts, the softball field, etc. Engineering and legal fees, admin fees, Center Point is $600,000, which is almost double what we originally thought it would be.
I think it's fair.
It would be very good.
that's awesome.
Annual maintenance, upkeep, 65, realtor fees, lot development costs. So right now, our lot development cost is roughly 40,000 per lot, so that's extremely high for a development. We don't, I mean, just, we don't have numbers yet, but we're hoping those smaller lots are less than that. And then obviously we've contributed, you know, we'll put up $1 million ourselves. And then borrowing will be to be determined on total dollars. So, and then we put an 8% return on investment in that.
Huh. And these are all still fairly preliminary, right? So
It is,
Yeah.
it is, it's
Yeah.
a budget, it's just a budget.
And I know you guys are talking to EREP about other sources of funding in the county, and it's, just to, so everyone knows, it's not just the two of us that are going to be funding this. There will also be state dollars possibly involved, county dollars possibly involved. There's no commitments, but it wouldn't just be the two of us, the town and the board.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we wanted to make sure that we were here today and basically what, you know, kind of happens with you guys if you're willing to help if we go to EREP and actually submit our application. So it is pretty prudent that we can, you know, hopefully establish a relationship with that.
Nick, on this infrastructure cost of $2,500,000,
Yes.
that's just implementation of the initial layout for the development, right?
So that number came from Cashwagger, and the way they do that is per road foot is $500.
I see.
And he said that's normally a pretty accurate budget for your gas, water, sewer, roadways, et cetera.
And, you know, one of my biggest concerns is the long term. Will you guys be responsible for making or getting analysis on how this development will affect our current sewer system, or how this development will affect our current water tank availability? Are you leaving that to us to find out for you?
So,
Because that's a big deal as far as how interested we are in what we're willing to do, right?
sure. So, Cashwagger, with the school being there, right, and the count of individuals at the school, they haven't done their study, but he said that shouldn't affect, with the amount of lots and the amount of, you know, the school control, he said that shouldn't affect infrastructure whatsoever. And that's not been studied, that's just him telling me that.
As far as future needs with that much more,
Correct, he acted like it should be fine.
we'll want to make sure,
Well, absolutely.
you know,
I thought you guys were doing a study now.
How many kids are in school?
195 or something when it closed, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
Roughly 165 or something.
100, you're talking about.
But it had been higher. It had been higher at times.
Wash, but-
Yeah.
Well, 200 students plus staff is probably close to
Yeah, with the
300.
staff as well, with the staff and everything as well.
well, yeah, I mean, both of those systems have been struggling of late, and we've been investing in them, and, you know, something like this could send it a little over the edge for us. So it's important that we really nail that down, you know.
Sure.
I-
Did you guys not complete the study? I thought you were doing that.
We had applied for a grant
To do one.
to do the
So we didn't
study
get, yeah.
on the sewer plant. That grant was denied. We'll be applying for it again, and then that study will take a while. I mean, you know, how studies take. I mean, it'll probably take us a year, or even if we get the grant, even if we get the grant, it'll probably take a year to get that study done.
Do you know what the cost of the study is?
The grant was 250.
Not a hard number. I mean, it'll be less than 100,000. The grant will fund 50% of it.
Just to do the study?
Now, that's a funky number, because they don't really tell you what that'll cost until you tell them they have the grant, and until you tell them they have the job, and then they tell you what it's gonna cost.
See how much you get.
Yeah.
But that grant would help us realize when we're going to have to spend money on the utilities in the future, what our capacity is going forward. So it's an important thing for the town, you know, and certainly for us to come to something reasonable for your project.
I think, and Rod can confirm that, we have plenty of capacity at our sewer
Yeah, we've
plant
been
right
told
now.
we have plenty of capacity.
Yeah,
So I'm not sure
even-
capacity's a problem, it's just,
As far as the sewer anyway.
yeah, the sewer, you know, look, sewer plant's got 25 years on it, and, putting that much additional strain on it, maybe, you know, we'll just have to factor that in and figure it out.
Another question back to your map. Just mentally, for me, are you looking at street parking only on these or driveways
Driveways.
for each property then?
Yes.
Okay.
Garage.
And,
It's kind of safe to point out too, that that whole thing's pretty fluid yet.
Well,
That being said,
I'm-
all of it's pretty fluid, I think, you know, once we get budgetary numbers and look that over, then obviously, you know, there's a certain amount of subsidization on a lot of these projects, especially smaller communities. I don't know if you guys follow the Farmington Bridge project, but that project there was a lot of labor, it was almost 2 years in the making. And that's not quite as big as this project. This would be a little bit larger, actually, as far as homes.
Well, my concern is for emergency management situations, for fire, ambulance, and otherwise, if street parking is the only thing, or if there's extra street parking, because that's pretty tight along those lines, so.
yes,
And so your site plan here was laid out by an engineer?
yes.
That's what I
Okay, so they made sure that emergency vehicles can make these turns, because these turns seem very tight.
I'm sure they did, yes.
So, Nick, while this project's being constructed, if it does, if we get there, what entry road are you planning to majorly use to get to the project and carry it off?
So that is a good question. What is the street by the tennis courts that we talked about?
South.
That's
South.
South? Yeah, so hopefully South Street will be the majority. So there's one nice thing that I do want to mention. We've talked to the demolition company on the school. We've also talked about crushing all of the block, brick, et cetera, and using that as base material. So we're going to, you know, as far as traffic's concerned, that will eliminate a bunch out and a bunch in. Anything that we can do to pavement, we can grind that as well. We'll put it in as a base, and we'll try to utilize as much as possible to make as few trips as possible.
So South Street's going to be your main,
I think we've kind of spoke on that, but yeah, again, it's nothing set in stone.
In a previous meeting with Nick and Connie and myself and your engineer and stuff as well,
Yeah.
South Street was mentioned as a main corridor, especially during construction. If we went ahead and finished that out, and as an alternative to taking it through middle of town and residential areas, would be the least affected anyway, if that was the route. So.
So do you know what the next steps look like at this point? I mean, if it was, everything went ideally and smoothly, what would the next 6 months
So we
look
would have
like?
them do a land survey and then erosion, basically go into the infrastructure side of stuff and start laying everything out. I mean, if we had all funding secured, we would go directly to Cashwagon and have them ramp up to try to give us our drawings for the infrastructure and submit everything out.
Right here.
You know, like you said with Poseyville, I mean, I know it took a long time to get that capital stack in place. How much time do you think we all still need from your point of view to get these numbers finalized and figure out what other sources are available? And do you have a sense of how long that might take? Not that I'm in a hurry, I'm just trying to give
I would
us,
say you're 18 months,
yeah,
24 months, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
Realistically, but you're talking about pulling a lot of levers.
yeah.
So, and all those things need to align for you to be able to do that. obviously on your side, I don't know how you guys do that, but you're going to initiate some things
Yeah.
as far as use for sewer and gas and put those out for bid, you know, it's just going to be a process to get that.
Yeah.
going.
And I know with the Lilly Blight Elimination Grant, I think that work has to be done by 28, is that right? So if you went for that funding, we'd have to be supporting a certain number of homes it was attainable to do within that timeline, I guess. Is that the requirement there?
I'm not sure if it is or not, to be honest.
I may be thinking the wrong one, but I thought they said that if you received dollars from the Lilly Blight Elimination Grant, that the work had to be completed by 2028.
That may be correct.
Okay, so that
It was
would,
updated, it was updated recently.
yeah,
That Lilly Blight grant, the qualifications and the verbiage of that has been changed in
Right.
the last 90 days.
okay. Because the funding stack that they would contribute would depend on the number of homes you could do in that amount of time, right? So it'd be based on like 10 homes or 20 homes, not the whole thing.
Correct.
There's also some direct costs to us, for the cost of the building, ownership of the property, taxes. So grants are some things that we have to wait to do any demolition until we're approved. So it's kind of playing hopscotch with funding to line everything up. As Zach said, there's a lot of leverage moving, even behind the scenes, just to get to this point. There's been a couple of renditions just talk through what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, what helps most people, you know, from the development side of it, for housing. But there's so many levers working on the left side and the right side that we're trying to coordinate everything at one time so that we can hit those key timelines and our costs are kept in check. So any of these budgetary numbers that we put together is 4 to 6 months of discussion with multiple groups and organizations just to get,
Sure.
make sure that it pencils for everybody, you know, so that it has to work, you know, in multiple different directions. We're glad to take this meeting and give you guys an overview of what we know so far.
Yeah.
Our goal is to create a development that fits the town and fits housing needs, but not just get anything out, right? We're trying to get it right for, so as many opinions as there are, ups and downs, you know, happy, sad, we like to hear a lot of them, but we're trying to get it to where it makes sense, and that's what we're here for. So we welcome any questions and anything we can do to help discuss this.
Yes, sir.
Grant Property Owners Association will be implemented into this as far as.
Like an HOA?
Like an HOA?
That's still fluid. We're still working on that. That's been discussion, I don't think we've
No.
Really, like I said, the word fluid is very much common to that, is just trying to figure out what works, what fits.
Now, we will have a list of restrictions, for sure.
Yes.
So there will be
There will
restrictions.
be some management.
Oh, yeah.
On what can and cannot.
Correct.
That's right.
Absolutely.
As
So,
far as an active HOA organization, that's to be determined.
Are you saying then that, I heard the word demolition, that the demolition of the school isn't going to happen until you've got your ducks aligned here? Or is that something you're going to do anyway, regardless? I know a lot of citizens are a little bit, in anticipation about that.
We won't demise the school unless we're moving forward with this project.
I see.
That's where we're at right now.
I see. Okay.
On your infrastructure numbers, stuff like the waste from the school that you're going to use in the road and stuff, was that factored into
It
that
is.
cost,
Yeah.
using your own material and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, so it's still not free. We've got to crush it, you know, it's factored.
Yeah. Just don't have to pay to haul it away, right?
That's right. Basically, you don't have to pay to haul it away or haul it back in.
Right.
We've had multiple estimates come in and give
Yeah.
us projected budget for the demolition of the school, trying to utilize, like Nick said, some of the materials that are there so that we can minimize road usage in and out, dust, debris, et cetera, for the town.
Sure.
And anything we can keep on site to save those hauling costs, absolutely.
And this isn't a helpful question, but I just want to say, we haven't said it yet, but I'm one person out of however many are here, and excited you guys are here. I think we need new homes. We need homes in town. People want to move here. I personally sell homes here, and I have a list 20 long of people who want to be here that can't buy a house. So I'm glad you're here, and I hope we can make it work.
Well, we love to
We
hear that.
appreciate that.
We all live currently in Posey County. So We all reside inside of Posey County. I live closer to the Evansville line,
Yeah.
on Copper Line Road area. Nathan's not too far from me, and these guys have been here their whole lives. I live on the far west side of Evansville. We were all born and raised in this area and have never left. We've all been in development or construction most of our whole lives. I know Zach is kind of on the equipment side, but we all work together. I worked for a contractor for 10 years before I started the business. And this is what we did for 10 years. We developed multiple housing establishments. And I don't currently live in Warren. We come here quite a bit with family and field trips as I was a kid. And I think it's a great opportunity. But we also welcome your guys' input on what we can do to help make the best that we don't have.
To your point, the housing study shows that.
Yeah, I was gonna refer to Posey County housing.
One of the places, and actually the hot spot for the county, would be Mike.
Yeah.
And to be outliers of it, is they have the least amount available, what we call transition homes. There's not available. I'm not saying there's none, they're
Very
very scarce,
few.
and they don't last very long.
Right.
And workforce housing. We need more homes for folks who live here, which I think the townhomes could be great. We need more rentals too, but I don't know if we can address that in this, unless you guys are going to do rentals.
I think that's a lot of those.
We'll say no.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those different sizing
Yeah.
options within development, so that you're not just stuck with a patio home that looks the same all the way around, or large residential custom house, right? There's a mix of a little bit of everything.
Well, and I think, certainly our comprehensive plan identified that as being important, that we do have, any new housing would address lots of different kinds of needs. So I'm very pleased that you addressed that issue to some degree.
I think New Harmony is not a place for cookie cutter, subdivisions. That's just my opinion.
Right, we don't want to build those.
Yeah, oh, I know, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm grateful that it doesn't look like that, apparently, what I'm seeing for sure and what we've discussed in the past too, so. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
You're done.
No, I was fine. I was gonna say he was very open to listening to that the first time we sat, and Connie and I spoke about, and others that were with us, about maybe what people would like to see or not like to see and stuff. He's very open and listening and putting it to paper, it looks like, as well, so. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, will there be some architectural renderings for us to actually view about what you guys have in mind, or samples for the whole thing? I'm curious of why the layout was made the way it is, and maybe seeing a visual of possible homes. Will some of the lots be sold with choices of, you could have this home, or this home, or?
Sure.
It would be nice just to really know what we're committing to.
We don't have that currently.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're not planning to spend that money until we know that the project is being built.
I see, so,
We will have different renderings for cottage style and some other homes in there. But, our money needs to go to the infrastructure costs now. So basically, once we know that this will pay for it, then we will go and have our draft and draw up some cottages and homes.
okay. Well, aside from that cost, I understand that. If you have built plenty of other things before, if you do have models in mind, I think it would really be helpful for us to get a peek at something like that before we're committing to, if we do commit.
You're just talking like some photos of some houses that you have in your memory,
Yeah, possible.
layouts or designs or
Yeah,
something.
possible ideas that you're thinking of for this development. I'm not asking for
Sure.
the actual.
I would think we could find some projects to be done, or even possibly online, just a snapshot. Hey,
This is sort of what we had in mind for this area, this is what we had in mind for this
I
area.
probably pop over to Jeff.
Yeah.
I think it would be really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's
I'm
great.
sure we could come up with a couple renderings, or images off Google possibly.
Okay,
To kind of
because
show.
honestly, I have no idea.
Sure.
I see the layout, the boxes, but
Did you have Have you guys talked at all about restrictions as far as exterior, so much brick or so much siding?
Yes, we haven't put together an actual document yet, but no, we're being fairly tight, to be honest, so. We'll do some masonry, obviously on the faces. There's quite a bit that we do need to put together on that.
You can understand, this is a town where architecture means something. So, that's why, you gotta get like, what's it gonna look like? That kind of thing's helpful in moving people along, for sure. You're not just going to come in there and put up a soft box. You got anything else on your mind that you need to ask?
Do y'all know Jonathan Weber? He's our town superintendent, utilities guy. Yeah, so.
We'll, when it comes to get you hooked into the gas and that stuff, we're going to need to work with some of our engineers on that kind of stuff to make sure that,
You guys
the
are
way
working
it
with
is
engineering
here.
firm now?
USDI does the gas. The water and stuff, not necessarily. We haven't had something to do with them.
Jeremy can probably tell you, Jeremy Farrar can tell you a lot about the water.
1975.
Water and sewer bones, he works with them.
Was that the one next to Murphy that this would attach to? Yeah.
Well, our subdivision ordinance was adopted, I think, in 1975. So I'm assuming it was in reaction to that, so.
Yeah. So if we're trying to pencil out numbers from the town point of view, and I realize these aren't set yet, but as far as TIF funding or anything else we can look at, are you asking us to look at the 2.5 number, what we can do towards that, basically?
Absolutely.
That's the
you want us to
number.
focus on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a hard ask there yet, or is this just something we gotta talk about?
All of us got to talk about
I think I talk about it,
Yeah.
and we'll see what you guys come back with.
I think we need the sewer study and the utility study, but we also have talked about hiring somebody to help us analyze a TIF and what money we would get back that we can put towards this, because that'll
Absolutely.
help tremendously. For the public, we can put a taxing district on this property before the houses are built, so that as the property tax increases, it helps pay back the bond for the utilities that we have to put in up front. So if they're successful, it helps us pay back our initial investment, and then we continue to get the property taxes obviously after that, but it's a good funding mechanism.
Anybody else?
And I have mentioned the TIF to redevelop.
Do what?
Say that
I
again.
mentioned the TIF to redevelop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously,
To mention it to who?
the redevelopment.
What redevelopment?
The county. Of course, we're looking for help from the county on this project as well, so, of course. But,
So it's your intention to follow the model that was, say, some of the big national subdivision developers, that you would have 2 or 3 models that people could choose from for each different type of lot?
Yeah, so we're open to, if you hire your own architect or draftsman, you bring us that, we'll obviously price that out for you.
That was
So
the
it's
second
not,
half.
it's not just, here's
Yeah, not
3 options.
3 choices, that's it.
Okay, that was the second half of my question, is if somebody buys a lot, if they can hire an architect?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Just has to stay with the restrictions.
that's how you get around it.
I don't want to see it here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody got any other questions? Well, thank you guys very much. I'm sure they'll stick around for a few minutes for some of you other folks, if you had a question of them or two, and look at the drawings. And
We appreciate you guys having me.
well, I think this was a big step in putting some faces and names with what's going on here. That helps a lot too, for sure. So thank you for being here. So I get a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Second. All in favor, aye? We got one.
We did it without you, sorry.
Cold